What's up, everyone? So, like I said in my previous videos, I've been working on a fuel cost analysis for my 2019 Silverado with a 6.0 liter L96 engine. Now, we know these trucks don't get very good gas mileage to start with, but it is a 7,000 pound truck with a gas engine, so I didn't really have real high expectations for it. But anyways, for the fuel cost analysis, I did 0 to 60 testing along with fuel mileage testing. Which 0 to 60 testing isn't to like prove anybody that it's a fast truck, because we all know a 2500 gas truck isn't going to be very fast. I'm not too unimpressed with it. I was getting right around 8 seconds for 0 to 60, which is pretty hard coming from, my last truck was a 600 horsepower diesel, so, it's a lot slower than what I'm used to. But I didn't buy it for, to be a race car. So the fuels that I compared were E85, 93 octane, and 89 octane. So, in all reality, they were all within a couple hundredths of a second, 0 to 60. With the 89 octane, the engine didn't seem quite as happy. It kind of had just a little bit of a knock, which that could have been from me changing fuels so often. In the manual, it says you really shouldn't change fuels frequently. If you're going to run E85, you should stick with E85, and vice versa with any other fuel that you're running. Because it does take a computer in the truck a little bit to, adjust to what fuel it is and adjust the timing and everything else. Then with E85, it has to add more fuel, to keep it happy. So I wouldn't recommend, just switching every tank like I did. I ran a full tank completely empty. I did the 0 to 60 testing right whenever it was right around half a tank, just to try to keep it, even. So I had about the same amount of weight in the truck each time. But I kind of, it was pretty predictable. The E85 doesn't benefit as much in a truck engine per se. The benefits of E85 really shows whenever you're running a higher compression engine or a boosted application. And with the L96 engines, they're not a real high compression engine, so you're not going to pick up a whole lot of power with the E85, especially without a tune. So now you saw the 0 to 60 runs. They're basically all about the same. They're within hundredths of a second. There's not much difference between any of the 0 to 60 runs, and whenever it's within hundredths, or within a couple hundredths at least, you don't know if, there's other factors in play, temperature, humidity. So I'm just going to say that they're all about the same. There's not much difference with performance. But with fuel mileage, there was a little bit of a difference. Obviously, E85 wasn't as good for the fuel mileage as 89 or 93 octane. Based off of the prices in this area, E85 was $1.95, 89 octane was $2.29, and 93 octane was $2.59. Which right now, depending on where you live, that might seem really high, but I'm in Pennsylvania, so we have, I believe it's the second highest fuel taxes in the country, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I'm not driving 150 miles to Ohio to fill my truck up. With those fuel prices, though, I calculated off the miles per gallon to figure out how many cents per mile it costs to run my truck. With the E85, I got 10.1 miles per gallon, and I averaged 19.3 cents per mile. With 89 octane, I averaged 11 miles a gallon and got 20.8 cents per mile. At 93 octane, I got 11.5 miles a gallon and that came out to 22.5 cents per mile. I really tried to keep my driving habits about the same for each different tank of gas. Like I said earlier, my driving back and forth to work is pretty much worst case scenario. I have bad driving habits, and it's basically stop and go traffic and then I go up over a mountain, then I go to work. And it's just back and forth. So, the 10, 11 miles a gallon is basically worst case scenario, not towing the trailer with the 6.0. I did get, it was probably around 17 miles a gallon on a longer trip that I did. I didn't calculate that into this whole like cost analysis, because that's not really fair if I did that with one and not the other. So I wanted to keep it as fair as I could, just so you guys could see the difference with the different fuels. But I don't want you to take that as a 6.0 truck is going to get 11 miles a gallon all the time, because it's not always that bad. I know the 6.0 is a gas hog, but it's not 11 miles a gallon all the time. Alright, so now that you've seen, all the results that I had, I'm kind of curious to see how, everybody else dealt with this, whether you have an L96 6.0 liter or you have a different engine. I've always saw, 20% decrease in fuel mileage with the E85, and I didn't really necessarily have that. I had it was right around 10%. But, I'm kind of curious. This is completely unbiased. This is what I got, driving back and forth to work. So, let me know how you guys made out. If you did any different types of fuel comparisons or anything like that. I am curious with that. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I really hope this helped.